He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4 TV. He's wild and he's free. Nine ball top over here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4 TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. To the perfect cup, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4 TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper.
Hasta la vista, baby.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
Welcome to VP4 TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and Super Admin aka Steve Chaplin, CEO and President of Celeris.
Things look bad.
Good luck
It
to
looks
both
like you're not
players
gonna make
and
it.
have a good one.
And you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
Well, good afternoon, good morning, people. Welcome back to VP4 TV. Just testing some of my macros there.
Where's the cue ball going?
One thing I can tell you is that John Virgo is back and Arnie is back, but a couple of them are missing. I'm going to have to look into that later on. We're here this Sunday afternoon, or Sunday morning, or Sunday evening, depending where you are in the world. We have the first match today between acero from Japan up against Mooncake representing the Netherlands. It's a round 3 match in the 2026 Virtual 9-Ball World Championship, and it is a race to 19, and it starts in precisely 2 minutes' time. That's going to be followed in a couple of hours' time by a one-loss side match between Romario representing the UK and Interchangex representing the USA. Now, this match might be finished within the 2 hours, depending obviously how many racks go, and it'll also decide whether I'm going to take an interlude and restart the stream or just keep it going and have a break and come back nearer the time once this other match is due to start. So we'll test the waters as we go and see what happens. Now, I'm not sure when Steve goes away, but he's still shown in the lobby, or at least he was. He's now disappeared. But certainly no message from him that he's going to be joining us. Let me just have a quick tab. And a quick double check. And I am just going to shut that down. It might be today that he leaves for the mountains. I'm not sure. But anyway, no sign of him in Discord, so we're guessing he won't be here. And we're now waiting with bated breath to see if acero is going to show up at the last minute. Good afternoon. Welcome to Braidful Out. Just as well you're here because you know who might show up. Well, I had a broken night's sleep last night. I watched the England game, went to bed for a couple of hours, and I woke up late on in the second half of the Argentinian game and saw the end of that. So I've had not an awful lot of sleep last night. But the Argentinians know how to win. They have gone through. They now play England in the semi-final. So that's something to look forward to. England's memories against Argentina are not great. So, but again, they've got another talisman in their team, England. This is why I think England can still have a chance of winning this thing. Bellingham's there. He's stepping up to the plate and producing the goods just when needed. Right, is that room going up? Has Acero arrived? Have I missed something? Right, no, I haven't, because Mooncake is in the room. Now we have to have our fingers crossed that Acero is going to show up. It'd be a disappointment if he didn't make it. He always leaves it to the very last minute, but he certainly isn't here yet. That's the wrong one. I've changed the order on my XSplit, and I'm trying to remember what the damn things are. Right, Acero has arrived. Let's get in. Just in time for the lag. We've got Acero on the right-hand side. And Acero is going to be short. So, remember the rules of this tournament, no jump cues. We have the break box in play, where players have to break from. And golden breaks are on. The 9 ball goes in, it stays down, and you win the rack. And Acero straight away has a ball in the break, 6 balls gone. And, well, can drop the one into the side. Cue ball will come back out for that too. Problem now, though, is he hasn't gone far enough. He wanted to come out a bit further. In fact, he's decided against the pot. And why did I say Acero? It's Mooncakes at the table. So here's a problem. The safety from Mooncake not up to scratch. Welcome to Romario.
What a fantastic play! Absolutely incredible.
So Mooncake, this is a crucial shot in this rack. Trying to get down and avoid the hook behind that 9. And this looks not too bad. He's maybe overcooked it slightly. No, he hasn't. He's fine. That's perfect. Well, this is exactly what Mooncake needs. Well, any music that's on my channel is all from the archives on YouTube. Whenever you get into your YouTube studio, there's the sound files that are there, and of course they're all copyright free. You know, you'll be struck down with a bolt of lightning if you put any copyrighted music on your channel, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. They're all over it like a rash. So it's not even worth giving yourself that pain. And this is a good table, and this is what Mooncake has to do. He needs a solid start. Now that 5 ball, quick look at that. Yeah, that is frozen to the rail. And he's got to get this flush because we know what happens here. And the other tricky part is where the cue ball's ended up. You know, anywhere in the middle of the table will leave him a nice cut in the 6. And he's overcooked it. He's overcooked it. Bedhead territory. And there you go. Just that little loose shot. Now, he might be getting second prize here. Let me have a look. I think it certainly doesn't cut. And acero can try banking it just behind the 7. It's a bit touchy. And the problem with that is that you're probably not going to get the cue ball very far away doing it well. He's went all out. And had that not cut the knuckle there, it would have been probably safe along the short rail. But Mooncake's going to get away with this, I think. Is this a live stream? It most certainly is. Coking Ot Fun. Now, who's that? That's not Coke and VP4, is it? Because I noticed you've arrived in the room. Well, Mooncake, apart from the one miss that he's had and got away with it, he's got a good start here. 2 racks to 0. Into rack 3, ball in the break, 2 balls gone. And dodgy cut in the 1 ball. It's not going to hold the line this time. So now acero has to show what he's made of. Right off the bat here, he wants to be finding his way out. Well, it's a participation in the chat thing that they've added to YouTube. You go up a level, the more you interact in the chat, you don't get any prizes for it. So Coke is Coke 26. Well, welcome. Welcome to VP4 TV. Well, he's got the angle to come down this end to play the 6 into the side. Now, how he finishes on his... Now, I think he's checked it up by quite a margin, and he's actually overdone it. But he's going to leave this 7 ball at distance. Yeah. Again, the angle that he has on this for the 8 ball, he can go back over to the left, but he's got to watch that scratch in the side pocket. Looks as if he's going to run 3-4 rails here, maybe. And that is pretty good weight. He's judged it well. So this is a good response here from acero, getting himself off the mark. Exactly what was required there, because he saw a strong start from Mooncake. And acero, a couple of balls in the break again, I think. We've lost the 4, we've lost the 7. He's got a shot in the 1. The 2's over the right side, left side pocket. So guess what's going to happen here, or what should happen here. he most certainly should be out. So just a reminder to all the latecomers, we have a little chat bar or a little like bar that I added, and we did get the final goal yesterday. We got a goal of 12, and we got to 12 right at the last kick. So the sooner you get that bar going across, the less times I'm going to ask you to hit the like button. So it seems only logical that that's what you do. Give it a quick tap, get that red bar going across the screen, and then when it's across the screen, you won't hear any more of it. Seems like a good deal to me. I don't know what you're talking about, Romario. I have no idea. What am I missing out here? And 74. Mooncake. 74 shots. Did you watch that match? I actually lost it during that match, one of the earlier rounds that you were in. It was bloody mental what was going on. And you were very, very unlucky, I have to say. What the hell's going on with this bloody Gemini thing kicking in? Oh, I've got you now, aye. I've got you now, Romario. Well, there's the first big boo-boo from Mooncake. And that is going to cost him. And this is the stuff you've got to cut out when you're at this stage in the tournament. You've no time to be doing stuff like that. And that 2-0 start has gone. Now 2 apiece. Acero, though, I don't think has had any joy. Where's the 8 ball going? It thought about it. Quick look at the cue ball. And, well, who's going to be brave to jump over the edge of that 9 ball without a jump cue? Mooncake is. He's going to give it a go. Well, he never got it lined properly. I'll tell you what, though. Now that it's done that, he'll accept that as a result. You know what I forgot to do? The other thing I forgot to do was to change my second camera view at the end of the table. I knew I had something I forgot. I'll do that some other time. So Acero looking to kick this in. I think he's going inside too soon. Oh, it's done everything but drop. And of course the other problem lies ahead here, where that 6 and 9 ball are. Now the one option you do have is potting that 4 and getting a bump on the 6 and 9. You would think it would be unlucky where you wouldn't have a sight on that 5 ball into the side pocket there, with the 5 ball being quite near. But when you start bumping balls, you're never really 100% sure of the outcome. But if Mooncake is going to win the rack, he might try a little bump. He just need a chip on one of these, not a solid hit. He just wants to free something up and still have a shot in the 5. Well, he's hit it far too solid. Again, he can either go left corner or he can cut it into the right corner. He's got to watch he doesn't let this cue go get away too far. He's played it pretty good. Maybe too good. A bit more of a cut angle than he would maybe like, but he nailed that into that left-hand corner without a second thought. Excellent. But that was asking too much. So another mistake from Mooncake. And Acero, like all of these top guys, is going to feast here. You don't want to start adding these up at the end of the afternoon, Mooncake. When you start counting these unforced errors, they end up being very, very costly. Where's this cue ball ending up? Well, this is more of a test than he would like. And I can see the red bars going across the screen. Up top. And there you go. And Mooncake back at the table unexpectedly, I'm pretty certain. Got to make the most of it. Well, of course, nobody's going to be 100% perfect, but you want to set as high a goal as you can in terms of the amount of mistakes you're going to make or the amount of misses you're going to make, because it might be a very, very fine margin between the two of them, but that might be what makes the difference at the end of the day in this match. It might be all that there is. But Mooncake finds himself back in front. Got the 8 ball in the break. Sitting very nicely in a 1. Now these, I mean, the shot to the 2 is, now what angles he got there? Now he could go forward, come down the left side because the 6 ball blocks the 3, so he could play the 3 in the side. He could stun across and try and get it into, well, he has stunned across into the side, but he's a bit short. So the problem with that is the cue ball's running loose and wanting to run into traffic here. And look where the 4 is. So he's played the 3 the other way, and that was the only other way he was going to get on that 4, and that was well done. But again, he might have just gone too straight. So he's having work to do here with this cue ball. And he doesn't want to overdo it with the VP4 escape route, and I think he has done. Too much juice there. Still got a cut, but you want them easier than this. It's going to become a nasty habit if he keeps doing stuff like that and getting to this phase in the rack and not being able to get out. And this is another one where he's done the same thing. He's left himself one awkward shot because he's just getting out of line, and that's where he's failing. And your man from Japan is just, well, most of the time he's going to find his way out with that opportunity. This time, though, Mooncake's got a rub there, got him hooked behind the 9. But you still expect this 5 ball to go in. I mean, it's a big target. Well, it's done everything but go in. Oh, dear. And what about Acero? Is he getting a rub here? Yes, he has. And, you know, this one, you want to get this to the rail before you get to the 5, I think. And that way the cue ball will definitely be coming out. I mean, if you hit it there, it's going to come out as well, but, well, I don't know. It looks maybe a bit too far in, and he's followed it in. Oh, dear. Well, Mooncake, at the moment, still has a 3-2 lead, and it doesn't look as if it's going to last long. Oh, he's running away from the 9, but he won't be running away all that far. And it goes, though. So, into rack number 7. And what went down there? Well, we've lost the 4, we've lost the 8. We're sitting nice on the 1. 2's over the top right-hand corner pocket. And this rack is over. Doesn't want to go too straight in the 2 ball. See, any sort of angle there, and this is a lot more comfortable. He's just going to nip it in by, you know, cutting it across it so he could use that back rail to get out. And all is fine. Let me just try something here. See if I can remember. Right, I managed to sort of jump round the corner there. It's not perfect, but I've got the camera set from the other end. A quick tutorial to you guys if you want to do the same thing. You rotate your camera to whatever point in the table you want to go, and then hit Control W to save that. And then you hit Control U to go back to the default from the kitchen end of the table. So, like if I go there and I hit Control U, you'll go to the kitchen end of the table. If I hit my Y button, now that I've saved that camera from the other end of the table where the score, little score wheels in the table are, if I hit the Y button, you can now see that we've got the view from that end. The only problem with VP4 is you lose the HUD. Every time you have to hit the right mouse button to bring the HUD back. So that's how you do that. And don't forget, I've also got a tutorial on my channel how to save your zoom. So whatever you zoom into when you're shooting a ball in VP4, you can save that zoom. And then whenever you want to set it to your save zoom, you just hit a button and you'll always end up back at the zoom that you've saved. So there is a tutorial on my channel to do that as well. Well, Mooncake was trying to squeeze that to past the 7. I don't know how much room there was. I never looked, but obviously it was tight. And acero coming to the table now with a 4 racks to 3 lead. And again, a great opportunity. He's left that a wee bit short again, so he's going to have to go 2 rails here, I think. As long as he gets well past that 7 ball, he'll be fine. He'll be on the 5, no problem. Now, he's leaving this short, by the way. He's leaving this short, and that is a terrible error by acero. That is really poor to have done that. I mean, the worst thing you do there is overhit it and go to a rail and come out. I mean, that is really bad, and it's going to let Mooncake off the hook here. And again, you spot the trouble in the table. The 7 ball's the trouble, so you do everything to avoid that. And that was a pretty basic error there from acero. And again, Mooncake has to shine here. Got to stay in touch. But he should never have been back at the table. He should not be at the table, but mistakes are going to be made, as I said. But that was certainly unexpected. There's no doubt about that.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
Well, here we go. Back all square. 4 racks apiece. And Mooncake can consider himself fortunate there. He got let off the hook. I don't think he's getting any joy here, though. The brake is dry. Now, quick look at the angle here. Oh, don't tell me my donut's gone again. Donut's disappeared. There's that bug again. Right, so I'm going to have to tab out. I'm going to tab out. I'm going to disconnect my mouse. I'm going to plug it back in. I'm going to come back into VP4. My donut should be fixed. There we go. Fixes it every time. But why it does that, I have no idea. Oh, that's the other thing I want to do. Just give me a second. I'm going to shut down this other, my little folder, my desktop, where I've got all my links stored. Well, that's us done with that. And Acero, I think, was trying to kick that too, but he's caught the side pocket knuckle. This is a bit fiddly here. He's obviously, well, he's trying to go over on the short side. I mean, that 3-ball did go, and he's gone too far. It did go past the 6. You know, there was half a pocket there. But now he's gone to this ugly spot in the table. And the cue ball running into traffic. Is he going to get second prize? No, he isn't, because that's easy enough to squeeze past the 7 and still pot that 3. Well, there's all sorts of weird things happening in VP4. Not all the time, just from time to time. But you've all seen on the stream that I very regularly now am losing my donut. And I don't know whether it's maybe something to do with XSplit that I'm using to stream. I have no idea, but nobody else says to me, I got the same thing happening. Does anybody else get the same thing happening where they're maybe watching their opponent, or they're in a room as a spectator and they're using the V button to get around the table? Has anybody ever lost their donut, if you pardon the expression? Because I seem to be the only one where it's happening to. Nobody else has told me. Nobody else says, oh, I get the same thing now and again. It's a weird one, but it's one of many bugs that are probably still kicking around there. I mean, they're not game killer bugs. They're far from that, but they're just a wee bit of annoyance that you have to take the necessary measures when it happens. I mean, I'm not the only one that occasionally when you're in a room, you're getting this offer to record or archive a match or a game when you're in a room. I'm getting that on a regular basis as well. Now, everybody must be getting the same bug where you're getting offered the option to record something and save it at the end of a rack or a match. That pops up on a regular basis. That is an annoying bug. Well, Acero, we're still looking for this chink of daylight here, because he's got the 5-4 lead. He's looking to build this to a little comfort zone here early on, and he's not been able to fulfil that yet. Whenever it's came about, he's done something or missed something that's let Mooncake back in. And that red bar is now at the halfway mark across the screen. It's looking good at the moment. Mind you, it's asking a lot when I've only got 7 viewers watching the match at this time of day. Well, Mooncake back at the table again. Oh, he's going to land at top of the 6. And this is fiddly. It's a little chippy dink to get the pace. The only obvious thing here is he's got to watch the scratch. It's sticking out like a sore thumb, so he's putting a wee bit of left on it to avoid that. Yeah, that left English just pushes the cue ball that way rather than hitting it plain ball and going straight into the side pocket. He's now left himself more of a bedhead cutting this 7 ball. Now, is he going to draw to the rail, or is he going to just try and run around the corner and come back up the table? Well, there's your answer, but he's overcooked it again. See that he's struggling with the pace, and again, that's all down to not having that table time. And that's been overhit by quite a margin, and that is, he's annoyed at that. That's the semi-pro wiggle you're getting there. And this could be another opportunity that's going to hurt him this time if he doesn't get safe, or if he doesn't get the pot. He's looking at trailing by 2 again. This might not be too bad, though. I don't think, again, Acero is not going to hang back. I mean, he's going to bank this every day of the week. That's a guarantee. He's not doing anything Well, if he does something different, that'll really surprise me. But he's definitely going to have a go at the bank. And that's too soon. That's too soon going to the rail. And once again, Mooncake gets off the hook. And this isn't quite so bad. He can cut the 8 and still come across the table. A couple of rails on the 8. Now, sooner or later, somebody like Acero is going to end up maybe paying the price for this because he's not been able to get away. He's had opportunities to do so, and he's failed on all of them so far to widen that gap. And the longer it goes on, the more you think, well, he might pay the price. Welcome to Vertical Liquid. Good morning. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. You're doing nothing else for a minute. So 5 racks all. Long way to go, though. Race to 19. But Mooncake having that ball in the break. 2 balls gone. Landed nicely in the 1. 3 balls there. 4 ball middle of the table. Well, what excuse could he come up with for not getting out here? This is meat and drink for anybody who's going to survive in this tournament. You've got to be running these tables all the time, every time. Well, Mooncake goes back into the lead. Good morning to Paul. What time is it where you are? Welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button before you forget. And we'll see that red bar creeping across the screen. So we can up those likes. I'm only a small channel. I'll always be small. But we can do everything to help the YouTube algorithm by hitting those like buttons. No, Paul 24 from the Philippines, is it not? Oh dear, we've stirred up some shit here. Coke's not happy, he's not in the tournament. 9:30. Is it 9:30 at night? Because it's 2:30 here, so you're 7 hours in front. Well, there's a gap there to go on the 3, so that shouldn't be any trouble. I say it shouldn't be any trouble. He's fine. This is where the trouble starts. He's maybe going to have to rub that 7 just to stay there. In fact, he's played it dead weight. Managed to get the slowest pace he could to avoid bumping into the 7. And now just drop through the other side for the 5. Now he wants to get straight in this if he can, or reasonably straight, and that's pretty much good enough. He can then run the 6 up the rail. And, well, you know what I said there 2 minutes ago, Acero can end up regretting these chances he's had, because within the next minute he could find himself 2 behind. I don't want hampered by that 8 ball. He's just made his life that bit more difficult. And this is far from a gimme, this 8-ball. I don't care what anybody says. It's far from it, because you've got to think about the cue ball coming out for the 9. You know, you've got to get that cue ball right here. Now, how's the pace? Well, that's pretty damn good. I think that deserves one of these.
What a fantastic play. Absolutely incredible. What a fantastic play. Absolutely incredible.
The more I do that, the more I know it annoys Romario, which is giving me even more enjoyment. But anyway, it's 7-5 to Mooncake. Make hay while the sun shines is the golden rule. And he's got another ball in the break. 8-ball has gone. Well, this is a dodgy cut. It might be an even dodgier cut in a 3-ball in a minute, depending where the cue ball's going to end up. But he's got it into the side and he's got on the 3. Now, well, I don't know whether he's going to avoid hitting that tit. He's pushed it forward. That's an excellent shot. Very well played. And he's landed nicely on this 4-ball. Well, that last one I showed you, that was the AI that I did yesterday using the image that I already had. And as I said in the stream last night, all I asked when I put in a prompt, my prompt was make sure the 2 characters shake hands. But when I saw the finished video, it had me talking in an American accent. There is no Scottish accent on that AI site I was on. It was VWD.ai. And it had me saying what I said. And I thought, well, I liked it anyway. It was a good laugh. It's amazing what you can do with AI. Absolutely incredible. You know, a still image and have you actually doing stuff as long as you tell it enough information. It's incredible. You should try messing about with it. I certainly have done. Well, who would have thought this 10 minutes ago? It's now 8-5 to Mooncake. Acero having chances to put racks away and really not completing the deal, and it has cost him. He is paying the price. He's now going to have work to do here. That's not a bad effort. I think he might be able to chip that in, though. He might be able to just get enough of that 1 ball just to chip it in. And I'll tell you what, he needs this. He's going to have to run the cue ball as well. He's got a bit of top left on it to try and get around the corner and out and back across for the 2. How's the spin working? Is he going to get a bump? Yes, he is. He's going to be hampered, though. And there's not a lot he's going to be able to do with this cue ball here, because he's hampered right over the top of the 7. And look where the 4's sitting. It's rather ugly. And that's all he could do. He couldn't do much else. And, well, if you just roll this dead weight, it's going to go in the pocket and the cue ball's going to stay there for the 5. Unless you're, you know, if you don't have the confidence to do that, then you have to hit it harder, making the shot more difficult to get the cue ball across like that. He's run into the 5. Well, it's not really done him a great deal of harm. Now, we do know that this 6 ball goes, so he's got the angle to come down here, and he shouldn't have any problem getting on the 6. And I think even if he comes up and Well, he doesn't want to bump the 7 because he could end up behind the 9, but if he bumps the 9, he still should be okay. He's around the back. Where's the cue ball going? Would you believe it? Into the side
Where's the
pocket.
cue ball going?
And Mooncake has been handed a gift again. And that's how crazy matches can get. You know, there's acero. The table is mercy there. One good shot. What the hell has Mooncake done here? Goodness me.
Where's the cue ball going?
Unbelievable. Well, he's handed it back to him in a plate. Oh, God. Oh, welcome to Romario. This is probably about the right time of day that Romario gets out of bed on a Sunday, about 3:45 his time in the afternoon. There are AI warnings on your... no, the AI, it's not warnings, it's just, you know, giving you, it's truthful information that when I'm setting up a video through the YouTube studio, it asks you, does your, well, I'm sort of paraphrasing here, but it says, does your content contain AI-created imagery? Does it make somebody do something that they never did in real life? Well, the answer to that is yes. So, I mean, that's not, I'm not disguising anything. That's just been truthful about the information that you're putting on your live stream or a video that you've uploaded. And that way, you don't, you know, you avoid anything coming, you know, any comeback from YouTube. It makes it plain. And I mean, you need to be a bit thick if you've hung around my channel to think that is a real Steve and a real me that is in that bloody video. I think probably the only thing that's right about it is the height difference between the two of us. That's probably the only thing that's right. What's Vertical Liquid saying? What's he saying it's not? Steve doing something against his will. Like shaking hands. like being sociable instead of locking yourself away in a room, working in computer stuff all day, every day. Well, anyway, the red bar creeps across the screen. We've gone beyond the halfway mark now, definitely, for those likes. Now, don't forget, if you want to hang around, we'll have to take it as it comes as this match goes on, but we do have a one loss side match on the schedule for an hour and 15 minutes time between Romario from the UK and Interchangex from the States. That is on the schedule. Now, this match, it looks as if we might be pushing the boat out a bit for this to finish in that time, just depending on how these next few racks go. I mean, Mooncake is not quite halfway home yet. He's got that 2-rack lead, playing the bank on the 3. Oh, he's got a bump, but he's not going to squeeze out far enough. And now, well, it's not a difficult kick. You just got to give this a pop and a bang and hope to God that, well, I would be going up and down to give it a hit, because you never know, you might bank it. I'd be going up there to give that a smack, because there's a lot of pockets for that ball to find its way in. You know, going that way, well, you might, oh, he's a rub in the 7 there. I think that 4 might have been heading to the pocket. And wouldn't you know, it finishes pretty damn good for acero. Well, now there's pressure on acero here. Even though he's only trailing by 2, there's pressure on him to deliver here and get himself out. You saw what happened the last time. He ended up scratching. And he's got to find his way out here. Table is not difficult. I have to admit, I haven't tested AI porn yet. Talking about getting Steve to do something against his will. something along the lines of a goat and Steve in the studio. That would definitely be against his will. Right, here we go. We've got Acero finally putting a rack to bed here to keep in touch. I didn't hear anything go. Where's that 7 going though? Well, I think that 1 ball and the 7 both had a quick look in the side pocket, decided against it. And that 1 ball I don't think could have finished much uglier than where it's sat right now. I mean, that's awful. Is he trying to sneak behind the point? No, he's just trying to land on top of it. Well, I don't know whether he could have just scraped that and dropped behind the 6. Maybe not. He obviously didn't think he could. Now, well, this is a bit fiddly to miss that touch on the 5 ball. Got a ball to rail though. Well, this match might have a flavour about it that it might be going all the way. 1 ball drops into the side. Loads of room to get onto the 3. The 4 is very handy down the same end of the table. The 5 is wide open up top. Again, you've got to say he's got to get out. You know, if he doesn't get out, it's an unforced error. It's nothing else. Anything less than getting out is unacceptable at this stage when you're in round 3 of the tournament on the winner's side. You've simply got to get out. Because that way you're sending a message to the rest of your opponents on that side that, you know, you're well capable of getting the job done. And if they see you sort of cracking and failing too many times, then you're not going to put the frighteners on them. What angles he left himself? He's just, this wants to go on top of the 8 ball here, but I think he's fine. No, he's fine. The angle was better than I thought it was. So this is just going to keep Acero at arm's length at the moment. I think there's, you know, probably a critical couple of racks coming at some point in this match that's going to make the difference as to what direction it's going to head. So 9-7 with the break. A ball has gone. It might be the 1 ball that's gone, is it? Oh no. Oh no, it's a scratch. It's a cue ball that's gone. Oh, that's a disaster. I didn't notice the cue ball disappear. I thought it was the 1 that had gone. Well, perfect example here of what Acero has to do. He has to get out into the table for that 2 ball up top left. And then there's a bit of a problem in how he pots this 3, because of course the 4 is very adjacent, but you know, he doesn't want to run into this 4, and he doesn't want to leave himself too straight in the 3. And the other thing is, you've got the 8 ball where you might want to try and run and get out. He's done exactly what I said you don't want to do. He's ended up dead straight. And he's trying to pinch a bit here. Yeah, got the pinch working, got the spin working, got out. Oh, this is a make or break one. He's got to get back and get good on this 6 ball so he can get up into the table and get good on the 7 ball to drop onto the 8. And I think he's got the angle. I think he's fine. But he has to go high enough. He can't leave this short. I mean, if he goes over the halfway line, right up the table like that's still fine as long as it doesn't go too straight. And he's got a little angle. He might just finish on the short side here. I don't think he'll take any other risks. And that's comfortably off the rail, so he should be tucking that in every day of the week. Well, he's going to be back to within 1. Welcome to Yamaguchi Taru. A stranger has joined us, folks. Good evening. Probably not a dissimilar time zone to where Paul is at the moment over that part of the world. Well, the likes are getting there, folks. We're probably too short of the goal of 12, but we've got more than enough here. Well, we did have a minute ago. It's now gone down to 10. What the hell's happened? People have left the building. Well, acero had a ball in the break. And loads of room for the 2 ball, 4 ball up table. Needs to get out, needs to keep coming. And that's perfect. Well, acero looks very likely that he's going to address the balance. He doesn't want to go on top of the 9, though. Well, talk about making your life bloody difficult. Anywhere but there. See, now, all he can do is go forward. And the 6 does go into the side, but he hasn't got there. And the 5 ball barely got there in the first place, so now he's in trouble. Anything but lying on top of that 9 ball, he was fine. And now he's right in the middle of no man's land. There is a combo in, but I don't believe he's taking that. He's looking for the cut, or he's trying to duck, one of the 2. Oh, that's an excellent shot. Where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going?
It stays on the table. A good recovery from acero. Oh, that was desperate there for a minute. That was very desperate. I wonder if Yamaguchi Taru, he's the person to ask, are you using Google Chrome to get the subtitles on your screen? Because unless you're rock solid understanding a Scotsman on a live stream, I would have thought you'd have been using Google Chrome's live subtitles, or live captions as they call them. Well, don't tell me it's another scratch and a break from acero. I'm too busy looking at the chat there, and it is. So he's just got himself back to 9 apiece. What's the next thing he does? And he was lucky to get there, to get 9 apiece. Now he scratches the break. Mooncake with ball in hand. Everything on. And acero can't get himself back in front. Oh, it's just going a wee bit straight, but you can pinch a wee bit angle just to go forward and come up high enough for this 7 ball, I think. Well, I think most of us would have said that acero should be the favourite for this match. But, you know, the longer that Mooncake gets table time, the more he settles in, the more of a threat he becomes to acero, especially the way the scoreboard is going at the moment. Are you asking whether I use automatic translation on web pages? Not web pages, on my live stream. I would have assumed that you know that, because I didn't know that until I found out a week or two ago. Auto translate into your own language on a live stream using Google Chrome's inbuilt translator for live captions. I've got a video on my channel that shows you how to set it up. And you can have subtitles in Japanese if you want. Back to business here, though. Mooncake, very strong favourite to open this gap again to 2. Well, he's just going still a bit high on this 6 ball, so now he's going to go up table. Well, anything but line on top of the 9, and he's fine. Well, you won't use automatic translate in a web page anyway, I don't think, because you'll have it in your localized language on your Windows PC. And again, most browsers, well, Google Chrome and that have got a translate built into it. It usually prompts you if you're reading something. I find I use it a lot on these Russian, the Russian websites for Eurotruck mods. I've been using that for years. So Mooncake just has to give this due care and attention, this 9 ball. I mean, it looks simple. You just don't want to get careless. I'm not using anything. I'm listening to the English. I'm not displaying any subtitles or the like. Let me have a read. That's why I can only understand about 10% of the commentary in English. Well, you should be using Google Chrome then. Go and if you don't use Chrome, go and download it and test it out and follow my video, and then you can try it in the next stream and see whether it gives you a better percentage. I mean, you might only be understanding 10% at the moment, but if it ups it to maybe 15, 20%, that might be a bit more of a benefit to you. Well, we're 1 more like away from that goal, people. We are on what looks like 11 at the moment. 1 more, and we will have set our goal for 2 days in a row. Isn't that amazing? When you put that wee bit of effort in, and you've got a target to get there. Yeah, have a look at that video. Mind you, you won't understand the video because it's me talking in the video as well. Meanwhile, Mooncake trying a bit of ducking and diving, I think. Well, I said a few racks ago that there might be a couple of racks that's going to make the difference in this match. And acero has kicked. Well, there's certainly nothing simple on here. That looks like you're playing a very uncontrolled shot to thin cut that into the side. There's all sorts of damage could happen here. It looks as if he's taking it on. And that's what it needed, a cigarette paper thin touch. That was beautiful. Apart from the fact he's got no shot in the 2. Well, he's got a very, 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 very thin cut into the side. How much very do you want? I mean, he's not looking at the 2-9 as some sort of far-fetched combo, is he? What craziness is he getting up to here? He's not banking it, so he looks as if he's... Oh, he did try to nip it in. Well, that was far too much to ask. Who is actually playing... Well, you're not playing well in it. That's one thing I can say. You're not playing well in it. What a numpty. Should have signed up. Welcome to Matt. Did I say that out loud there? I don't know whether I did or not. I thought I was muted. Who's playing well? Oh dear. I think you've just jinxed acero there. Because acero isn't. He's just hung a 5-ball. Well, the usual suspects are doing solid enough. I wouldn't suggest that there's an outsider going to win this. Let's just say that we haven't seen any brilliance that's scared any of the top guys yet. You know, you've got Albinario and Cobra going at it on Tuesday, so it's going to be between them two most of the time. It's whether or not one of these guys can actually produce the goods long enough and deep enough to get the bloody thing done and dusted and break this dominance between Cobra. I mean, it's already Albinario that's defending the title, so it's either going to be one of them two that wins it. You'd be getting good odds on that happening. Well, I mean, there's a good battle later on today with Slim and Spectre Dawn. I mean, if Slim decides that he isn't going to stream his match, he did say that the other day, but it might be something that can give him, straightforward concentration on the job in hand, and rather than glancing over at a monitor and seeing how chat's going and all of that, fully focusing on his match. He's going to have to. Spectre Dawn's not going to give him much. Well, for the first time in the match, we've got a 3-rack lead and threatening to go to 4. This is just slightly the wrong side. And he's not hit that. That's poor. I mean, you want to be staring down the barrel of a gun here. He wanted to just make this a lot more comfortable. And he's hit it right in the heart of the pocket. Now, what does he do here? He's got to go 3 rails around the other side of this 9, because that's where the cue ball wants to go. 1, 2, needs to get there. Well, he's just within that sort of dodgy zone. This is where you look at the angle, you see the shot, you shoot it. You don't overthink it, because if you've played the game long enough, you should be seeing that shot every day. And he nails it. And now there's a problem here for acero. A big problem has just developed. He's now 4 behind at the wrong end of the match. And he's got to try and find a way to turn this around. Now, the one aspect that helps you in that cause is getting help from your opponent. Mooncake has been solid enough now, mid-match, not to be looking like he's going to fall apart. So it's going to take a good bit of work and effort here from acero to change the future prospects of him staying on this winner's side. Push out played. Now, is acero trying to find the line between the 8 and 5 down into this corner? I don't think he's hit it, has he? Oh, he has hit it. It needs to get there. It needs to get there. And it's got there. I didn't think it had the legs, but it just got there. But I think Albie would be jumping over this to hit that one. But there's a scratch on doing that. Trying to jump over with the playing cue. Oh, does Mooncake... Mooncake must have a Japanese translator, because obviously he said good shot or something like that. And acero has responded with arigato. I don't know what the hell that means, but I'm just putting 2 and 2 together and guessing that's what it means. Something like that. Well played, something along those lines, or nice shot. Well, I think Acero has to start his comeback by winning this rack, but he's got problems here because look at where the 2 ball is. I mean, there's a bit of ducking and diving needing done here to win the battle. He's had a rub off the 5. And, of course, he's gone right through.
Where's the cue
the
ball
back of
going?
the 6 ball. Didn't get the hit. Now, that 7 ball isn't lined up anywhere. 2 balls easy enough to hit. He's got the hit. Oh, that 6 ball's just pushed the 2 on. Look at the difference here. I mean, that was safe enough until that 6 ball just pushed the 2 on. Now, the problem is can Mooncake find his way out? I think he's got to jab this and stun it through the gap and go over to the right. Well, he's got there pretty much. Oh, this is a big rack. Well, they're all big racks now if you're Acero, but if you're Mooncake, you just want to keep running away further and further if you can. So Larry says there's only been 12 golden breaks in the whole tournament. Is that what you're saying? In about 500 racks? Well, I think it's because rack money's playing a big part in that. I think it'd have been a lot more if rack money hadn't been on, but I suppose that's part of the challenge, you know, working out something, or at least trying to work out something. And, of course, the break box restrictions probably doesn't help you any better. Welcome to Larry. Well, Larry, I mean, who the hell has joined this stream and I'm still stuck in 11 likes? Why am I still stuck in 11? And I've got 13 people in here watching the match. Well, tell a lie, 12, because I don't count myself because I'm watching it on my phone. But we're still one short of getting to that target of 12. Well, there we go. Acero has pinched one back. He's got back to within 3. How's his luck? 6 ball goes in. And he's got a shot in the one, but look at the distance he's got to travel to get this 2 ball. We've no idea who he is, to be honest with you. I just call him graphics card. No, it's not him. It's definitely not him. He's got another profile that we know about, or at least we think we know about. Now, how tight is that 2 ball? Let's have a quick look. Off the rail. Well, this has simply got to go, this rack. He's got to start delivering now, Acero. The consistency has to be there. He has to get every opportunity put away. There's no time left, or very little time left, for handing away racks here. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I think he's just got a little bump there. He's okay. I thought he was going to nip behind that 7 ball there for a second. Well, Acero, is he making his move? He needs the help in the break to do that, but he's narrowing the gap. And we are 50 minutes away from that next match on the one-loss side between Romario and Interchangex. These racks are moving actually fairly rapidly. So they are. I think that's dry. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Far from it. A little nick on this one ball into the side and back across the table. You get the two ball into the same pocket. You've not a problem getting on the two here. He's just got to get the cut here, and the cue ball's coming back across. Well, he's hit it too hard. He's hit that far too hard. Oh, he's making his life tough here, acero. I thought he could have controlled that a lot better than he did. Now he's in the middle of no man's land. He's still got a thin cut on into the side, but is he playing the combo? Looks like the combo's getting played here. Or did he not think he could actually hold that enough to play that two in the side? Maybe not. I mean, I'm not the one playing the shot, but clearly acero didn't think so if he's left himself this to do. Oh, no, he did. Would you believe he actually overcut that?
Where's the cue ball
He actually
going?
overcut it into the 7 ball. I couldn't believe that he would do that. Well, Mooncake, all you have to do is roll a 2 ball into the side. You're on the 3. Your biggest problem is right there in front of you, that one. And of course, if he gets rid of the 2, I think, and I'll be honest with you, I think the best thing he wants here is dead straight in this 3 ball. And he could play the old VP4 escape route and play the big draw and bump onto that 8 ball. I think that's your best route. I'll be honest with you, I think that's it. Now, I don't know whether he can use this 6 ball to do that. He would have liked that, maybe stone dead straight. Can he maybe put a bit of left English on the, right English and draw it to the rail and get a kick onto the edge of the 8? But a bit of right English if he draws close enough. Oh, it might work out anyway. Hang on. Oh, that's beautiful. That is lovely. I know what that deserves. And this will annoy Romario again.
What a fantastic play. Absolutely incredible.
Let's have 2 of them.
What a fantastic
because that'll annoy him even more.
Absolutely incredible.
Well, he got the breakout shot. Where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, 2 tits and it stays out. Well, this is a big rack. Well, I'll probably end up saying that for the rest of the match here, but he's got to put this away. And I think his biggest concern is what does he do with the cue ball here? Is he going to at least play a little jab? He's not going to interfere with the 9. Or is he? Oh, well, he tried his best, but he's actually landed fine. So this is just go through, let the cue ball do its thing, get high enough, don't under-hit it, whatever you do. Well, I think he's ended up too straight, so he's going to need a punch and a little bit of pinch here just to get the cue ball out. Let's have a quick look. Or does he draw up past the side pocket? See what he's deciding. He's played the little draw. And that'll work very nicely indeed. That's perfect. So, again, Mooncake is just keeping acero away. And that gap opens up again, and we are running out of racks. So Mooncake just has to hold himself together for a few more racks here. But above all, don't take your eye off the job in hand. 7 ball into the side. Well, at least he can see the one. I don't think he can do a lot with it. It doesn't go past the 5. Now, what do you look for here with a safety shot? I mean, maybe the push out, but the problem with the push out is there's too many balls adjacent there to cause you problems if your incoming opponent is going to bury you somewhere. Now, maybe just leaving an edge down there with the cue ball, leave the edge of the one showing. I mean, that could give him something to think about. But I think it's a big ask to start meddling about up there. He hasn't called a push out. At least it hasn't shown on my screen. But I think that's what I'd be doing. Well, not a lot to say about that one. I don't know what he was intending to do there, but I think I would have played the push out and left the edge of that one ball showing. The chances are you'd have been put back in, but it would maybe have been a better option than what he's done here, because all he's done is given Acero a free go in the one ball. It's going to have to be a combo, and that's never going to be a problem. That's perfect. And, well, you know, you live or die by the decisions and the choices you make there. And even that small decision that Mooncake made not to play the push out to where I was talking about, you know, up to here and just leave the edge of that one showing. He chose to do something that ended up in nothing. And how much is that going to cost him? Well, first of all, Acero's got a bit dodgy in this two ball. Oh, this needs to get around the corner and miss collisions, and it hasn't. And it's all gone wrong. Well, we know what should be happening here. He should be nailing him behind something. And from, you know, looking favourite for this rack, suddenly Acero. Right, see you later. Thanks for joining us. I don't know when you typed that, but thanks for your company. We still haven't got to 12 likes, which has got me baffled. We're still sitting there one short at least. I think that's one. Might be two, as a matter of fact. So Mooncake looking to get a hit here. I think he put a bit of right English on this. He might get there. Well, he's caught the edge, but it's all left on here for Acero. Well, there could be a couple of twists and turns yet still to come. Acero is going to have to increase his prospects here by getting a good break to follow this, provided he gets out. Someone didn't like the begging. No, what I said at the beginning of the stream is I said that light bar's there. The quicker you get it across to the 12, the less you have to put up with me all the way through the stream asking you to hit the like button. So it seems a fair deal. If some bastard has hit it and then unhit it, they're asking for trouble. So they are. I bet it was Larry. Well, every ball is flying in here. Look at this for a break from Acero. And wouldn't you know it, of course, he's lying dead in the 4. Can he use the 7 to billiard this in? Can he use the 7? He's looking at it. He's looking to be creative here. Commentator's eye. That's a big shot here, by the way. Big shot. If it goes in, I don't think he fancies it. I think he's having second thoughts, maybe trying to spin round the other side of the 7. Nope, he's still deciding, I think. But I think he might be trying to just spin around the other side of the 7. Oh, this is touchy as well. Well, no, he's trying to get distance and use that 8 ball. Well, he's got partial cover, and at least he's not left anything on, I don't think. I don't think he has. But then, you know, that billiard onto the 7 there, might that not have actually gone? I think he talked himself out of it in the end. He who dares wins, you never know. But Acero doesn't have a lot of racks to play with, and that's probably what, you know, made up his mind. Well, there's a thin cut on in the 4. Cue ball's heading down to scratch territory, though, if he plays that. Down past this 7 ball. The scratch is definitely on. In fact, he's trying to duck and dive behind the 9. You know, he's going above the 9. Now, how awkward is this? Not very. In fact, it's too good. He can run this cue ball forward and around the corner and get out this side for the 6. Does he want to drop this dead weight? If he just drops it dead weight, he can finish a bit there. And is he doing that? He's now thinking about doing 2 things, getting on the 6 and potting the 4. And, he only got the second part of it right. And that's a big mistake from Mooncake. Big mistake. And acero hasn't got the cover. He hasn't got it. Didn't get it tight onto that 7. Well, this is a big rack. I mean, this could swing either way, this rack. Was it me? I haven't hit the like button yet at all yet. Oh, well, thank you very much, Matt. I'll remember you. Where's the cue ball ended up? Well, it ain't particularly good. Now, what do you do here? Do you try and cheat that pocket? You've got to miss the 9. I mean, yeah, that was a huge ask. Oh, now it's definitely on. And Mooncake has a chance to seal the deal here, playing this with loads of right to come down the right side. And you've got to judge the pace. And you've got to go off the rail, but I think he's fine. I mean, this is just going to cut in and come across. And have some sort of shot in the 8, whether it be in the side or up in the corner pocket. No, you're just assessing your entertainment level. I like that. Well, I like to assess my annoying Romario level. I always know I'm doing well when as soon as Romario starts complaining, I know I'm doing a good thing. Well, there's a big rack. A big rack. It's 15-12, and that could have went either way for the last 5 minutes, that rack. But it's gone to the Netherlands. And balls are going in a break. 1 ball is free. Cue ball is, well, not nice, not necessarily nice. But he's got a cut. Now, he's going to maybe bump this 4 ball. And he's avoided the bump, missed the cut. I think he still had a cut in the 2. If he'd got there, it'd have come off the point, that cue ball. But anyway, this is a must here for acero. I mean, we're at the stage now where there isn't enough racks left to be messing about. He's got to take everything out if he can. And that ramps the pressure up as well, of course. So now we are 35 minutes away from match number 2 on that 1-loss side between Romario and Interchangex. Well, acero has given a fair assessment of this table before he makes his first move. Oh, now. Now, this has got to come around and get into the table here. And he's trying to check it up. He's checked it up. Now, the shot you'd want to play would be stun across for the 5. I mean, he could run through and come out the back end of the 5, which he's doing, but he has to get there. He's way short here again. Yeah, you don't want to be there. You do not want to be playing shots like this when you're desperate for racks, because then you start getting a sweat on. And that 6 ball has not got a lot of room past the 7. Now he's in a rub, and he's going to come out good, though. He's going to come out good. Well, he's just going to have to run forward to open out that angle in the 7. He could have done with just running out another couple inches for comfort. He's going to stun this in and get across. But the job is done. He's back to within 2. He's going to have to get on a roll now. This is where it has to happen, I feel. And a ball in the side. A bump in the 2. The 1 comes into play and all is good. This table's perfect. Look at the way this has ended up. Well, he's absolutely no excuse at all for not getting out here. It's a cue ball exercise. Well, he might have gone funny already on this too. He's got to get a bit of dig in this to try and just nip it down this short side, avoid the scratch. Needs a good bit of dig quickly. And he's got that. He's controlled it very well indeed. Well, the pressure is most certainly on here for Acero just to get himself back into the game and keep this match alive. And this is the big one. You've got to make the proper decision as to what side you're going to play this 8 ball and don't overhit it. And that's perfect. Absolutely on the money. That's exactly where you want to be. And the 9 ball's off the rail, so no sweat there. Well, one more good break to get back on parity here. Oh, well, thanks very much, folks. We've got there. It looks like we've got there. Right, no more from me. That looked dry. I didn't hear anything go. Where's the 2 ball going? The 2 ball has gone. He's got a shot in the 1. It is far from comfortable. But I'll tell you, all he has to do is drop this in and not hook himself behind that 4 ball. And he'll be on the 3. But it was too much. It was not a gimme at that distance. Now the pressure switches over to Mooncake because he's still trying to keep Acero at arm's length and he's going to have to dish up straight away here. And again, watch, he doesn't hook himself behind the 8. He's avoided that. Got a slight angle he can use on the 3, but does he want to use it? I don't think he wants to do much of this other than just leave a fairly straight in 4 where he could maybe roll through and bump the 7 and he'll be on the 5. I don't think you want to do anything more elaborate than that. Well, the only danger here is that he doesn't get the right hit on this 7 ball. You just got to be careful here because strange things happen. I think the 7's too tight to the rail for anything ugly to happen. I think if he rubs that 7, what's he doing? He's digging in now to stun things. Well, he's leaving himself a back cut. I think I would have chickened out and just rolled through the short side there and rubbed onto that 7. I don't see what the problem would have been of doing that. Considering where the 6 ball is, you were always going to have a shot in the 6. Anyway, you know what I said earlier, you live or die by your shot choices. This simply has to go. Maybe my idea was better. Maybe my idea was better to keep it simple. You know, you were going to be closer to the 5. You would have been straighter in the 5. But for some reason, he didn't fancy it. And maybe he was scared of something ugly happening. But I'll tell you what, though, if these next 4 balls go in, the old sphincter's going to tighten up. He's going to have a sweat on now, Mooncake, because Acero is coming. And we're 30 minutes away from the second match this afternoon. But we're also going to have a quick reminder of what is coming up later as well, because there's a big match later on today. A couple of matches as well. Busy Sunday. And I'm going to have to fit my dinner in between somewhere along the line. Well, 15 apiece. And Acero with the break. Where's the 2-ball going? Not again, and it goes again. It's gone into the same corner. Fair enough, he's not got anything really inviting in the 1-ball, but I don't see him doing anything more than having a go at the cut up the table. The cue ball's coming over to the left-hand side. He'll have a cut into the side on the 3 if he fancies it. Well, that's beautiful. That is very well played. But where's the cue ball
going?
And that was the only danger, was messing with the scratch in the side. Well, how big a rack is this going to be? They're all huge now at this stage, but the mistake was made by Acero. Now Mooncake again. He's got the pressure on because he has to deliver. And he's looking at how he deals with this 4 and 7 ball. Well, straight through for the combo looks like the answer to me. And that's doing the least amount of movement. And just drop this dead weight to tickle the 7 in, keep the 4 there. Make your life a lot easier in getting onto the 5. Well, now, is he going to be brave and get above the 5? Or is he going to play it down the rail because he's messing with trouble here? Well, everybody's seen these streams often enough and long enough to know what can happen here. If he plays it right like that, then he's going to come out smelling the roses. But that was scary that he chose that option. He was always going to be on the 6, though. And he's got good pace onto the 8. And the little stunt will take him to 2 away from round 4. It ain't over yet, though. Oh, I didn't think I heard anything go there. Mooncake's dry, and would you believe it? Of course, he's left the 1 on. But look at where the 2 is. 2's not pretty at all. Well, I think you've just got to try and get the cue ball up this end of the table so that you can play some sort of safety on this 2-ball. Unless he's going to start doing acrobatics here, Acero. He looks as if he's lining up to do something crazy. Or he's fallen asleep, one of the 2. Or he's lost his connection, because I don't see any life in the cue stick. I don't see anything happening. Oh, now he's woke up. Now he's obviously was distracted there. Maybe he had walked away from the PC, I don't know. But anyway, let's see what he comes up with. Well, loads of spin, that's the answer. To just get below, this is going to be hooked if it doesn't get a rub. Well, it's rubbed the 9. And he's going to be hampered as well. And this makes his safety shot that more difficult, because had he been able to just get clean onto the 2, he could have nailed him behind the 7. And suddenly now it's really awkward. It's really awkward here. Is he trying to play the combo in the 5? Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's eyeing it up. Oh, that was tough. That was tough. I mean, anything but where he was sitting, he would have been fine. But he hasn't left anything simple here either for Mooncake. Well, you could play the billiard on the 5. The 2-ball's going towards the 3. You don't know how it's ending up, but he's actually managed to squeeze it in. That's a great shot. He managed to squeeze it past the 5. A blind pocket cut, never easy. $16-15 lead, look what he's done. He's hooked himself behind the 7. You just cannot write the script here. Look at all of the acreage in the table. Everywhere there you can go. And where does he go? The only spot you don't want to go. Now he's having to play a jump. Well, he got the jump, but didn't get the line. Oh, now we're going to have a battle on this 4-ball, and it's going to be a huge battle in the outcome of this match, I think. I mean, this cue ball could come over, and I don't know whether he could catch that 5 and maybe knock the 5 in. Does he want to risk that? Acero's got to be careful here. Well, he's certainly trying to spin to the rail to get over this side. Stay well away from the 5. Well, I don't think the bank's on. I'm not sure, because I think is the bank on? I don't think it is. There's not any room. And there's an edge showing. There is just barely an edge there. It needs a cigarette paper touch in the 4-ball. And you're going to get some of this 9-ball as well, I think. He's got to be careful here. Oh, dear. That's why I said you've got to be careful, because he's left it on. A huge mistake from Acero. Very, very big, dodgy attempt at cover there on that 4-ball. And where's the 6-ball going? Well, he's okay. We're 25 minutes away from that one lost side match. I don't know that we've got 25 more minutes left in this match, though. Well, he's got the angle to nip across into the gap. Or he can just come... Now, if you want to be doubly sure, you just leave it down there to go into the 8-ball. You don't start meddling. He's trying to get in there. He's got a bump. That was a big risk, because he could have ended up missing that and finishing up here, and no real shot in the 8 other than an attempted combo in the 9. And now he's going to have to dish up again on this 8-ball. Again, blind pocket cut. Got to remember the cue ball, though. Again, the 8-ball goes in without any thought. Very comfortable in the 9. And Mooncake edges ever closer. Two away from round 4. And that, I mean, if he does get through this might be the furthest that Mooncake has gone in the winner's side in one of these 9-ball tournaments. I think it might be. He might tell me something different, but I'm making a guess, thinking it might be as far as he's gone in the winner's side. But he's come up dry. Acero looking at the push out. Well, you can play a 2-way shot here, can you not? You can cut that 1, have a go at the pot. Cue ball comes off the rail in behind there. Down this end of the table, you'll see the 2-ball. You might not have a great shot on it. But if you overcut the 1 and you miss it, the thing is, if you overcut it, it's going to run into that 8. It might go in off the 8, as a matter of fact. Let's see what he does. Well, he's undercut it by quite a margin. And he's getting second prize here, because that 1-ball isn't going. It's far too tight. And look at the distance he's got to work the cue ball from. Well, let's see what he thinks. I mean, I'm not convinced that goes. It's far too tight. Now, where's the cue ball ended up? Oh, it just had the legs. It just had the legs. In behind the 7. And Mooncake misses the hit. Well, we saw how Acero deals with pressure. He just goes for it. He doesn't bat an eyelid. But he's got to get himself out. He's no room for manoeuvre now. But again, he's doing the right thing. I mean, the first problem here is the 1 ball to the 2. That's the first problem. And this 9 ball's in the way of coming down this side. You know, it's just wanting to interfere with play. Now, it looks to me that he's trying to come down the short side of the 5. That's what it looks like from this line that he's taken to it. It looks as if he's wanting to run now. Now I'm not sure what he's doing because he's now looking at other angles. Now he's made up his mind it's going to be the combo. That's what he's doing. He's going to roll through, play the 2-5 combo. Maybe I think he was worried about this 9 ball interfering with play. That's why he changed his mind. But now I think he's changed his mind again. I don't think he's sure of what he's doing. You've got to commit, though. You've got to commit 100%. And he's got the ball in hand, so, well, where's he going now? Oh, got a rub in the 7. Well, I don't know that was what he intended to do, but he's landed reasonably good here. He actually overhit that a tad. And the cue ball's coming back into play. How tight's that 2 ball gone? It's off the rail. Now he's got to go across. Well, he doesn't have to do anything when I think about it. I forgot about the 3 hits up top over the corner pocket. Now he's going to be 2 straight in the 3. Now, can he pinch? Now he's got to watch how he pinches this because this is not in the pocket, this 3 ball. You've got to watch that point there. If he's trying to steal anything off this. That's why he's looking at it 2 or 3 times to make sure. This is why he's always decided to do the VP4 bailout. And that's perfect. He couldn't have hit it any sweeter. That's landed very nicely. Has he got an angle? Well, he's got enough that he can work it. He can work it with a bit of spin and get out on it. Well, he's got to stay well away from the 7 ball. Got to stay well away from it. Well, this to get back to within 1. And what a huge break this is going to be coming up next. And this is going a bit dodgy. This is going a bit dodgy. I mean, he's not going to do anything daft here. He's going to go back across or he's going to hold it dead weight. One of the 2. What a break he's got now. A ball and a shot. And he could be breaking for the match. Back to within 1. Now, did something go into that top right-hand corner there? Yes, it did. The 8 ball's gone, and also he's lying plumb in the 1. And he's got to get out and avoid the traffic to go into this 2 ball. Now, is he going to go back the way? Up table or coming through the... Well, that's a beautiful shot. Right through the gap. The table is looking good. He's actually 2 straight on this 2. I mean, any angle. You don't care what angle it is. If it's that side, that side. Now he's just having to go forward and spin. It just means you're doing that wee bit more work with the cue ball. But he's got there now. If he gets the right angle here, what angle's he got? Let's have a look. He's dead straight pretty much, so he can do a little stun in, come back for the 5. All to do with the angle he has in the 5 here as to how good he gets in the 6. He's bolt straight. Now he's got to trust his control in the draw, or he's going to just play it around the corner at the side, whatever he wants to do, but as long as he gets there. Game on, folks. Don't blink. Don't go to the toilet. Anything can happen. And we're 15 minutes away from the match with Romario and Interchangex. But the one thing's for certain, Acero lives again. What a battle we've got here now. and breaking to get to the hill. Oh, that's an ugly break. That cluster of the line of 3 balls against hanging about. Nothing is gone. Now Mooncake's got to make a decision. Does he play the bank? Because he could jack up, play the bank, and try and hold the cue ball to have a shot in the 2 of some description. Well, he's tried to play it dead weight. Doesn't get any joy. There could be a bit of nasty stuff going on here if acero could play this right. I think he can try and dink. Can you let me have a look? I think he can try and dink behind that 7. I don't think he's brave enough to have a go at it. He's trying to use the cluster of balls for cover, but he ain't hit it. He's well short. He's well short. And again, if you just check this up a bit, this cue ball's coming up past the cluster for a shot in the 2. Well, the 3 ball couldn't be in any worse position of where it's sitting on that rail. That's horrible. But this is a huge visit for Mooncake. If he can get out here, well, he's decided to duck, and I don't blame him for that. I mean, that's a good duck. It's tight enough, and that's. I think it's blocked off that rail. If he's going to use that rail, he's going to have to spin that up to get anywhere near the 1. This is going to be 2 rails trying to kick this, I think. Got to try and bank it. He's trying to go. He's played a beautiful shot. I didn't think he could get there, but he got enough spin on it. That's a brilliant shot. But it cuts. It does cut. And he could be in trouble here if this cue ball runs away down this corner. He could be hooked himself. You've got to watch. Oh, now got a nudge off the knuckle of that side pocket. Well, it's a bedhead cut for Mooncake. But again, look at where the 3's sitting. And this 3 ball's going to be difficult to play a good safety from it. And I don't blame him again for not taking on the 2. There's a right time and a wrong time to try and make your move. And I don't think that would have been it. And acero having to work out some sort of safety here. This is dodgy. What's he doing? Is he looking at the smack in the bank? Is he lining up the bank of the 9? Oh, what an outcome this could be if he nails this. Is that what he's doing? It looks like it to me. Is he having a go at the bank? No, he isn't. He's got me fooled. But he has to get there. He's missed the rub in the 5. And now Mooncake, does he trust? Oh, tell a lie. He hasn't got a rail. What a mistake there. I never even noticed that. Wow. And this isn't a guaranteed combo with the 3 and the 7 either. But that's what he's going to be attempting. What a mistake from acero. Didn't get a ball to a rail. Well, if he hits this too hard, this 3 ball's going to be blocked by the 4. Well, he's got the cue ball through below the 3, got a shot in the side. Well, this is a huge visit now for Mooncake. And he sent it to the far jaw. How's it going to land? Well, acero has a shot. That 5 ball's been nailed to the rail. Let's have a look. Oh, that's rock solid, that 5 ball. And acero better have had a quick look at that because he's going to have to deal with it. He's got problems straight away. He's got a testy 1 in the 3. And maybe he's actually tried to get too greedy there and bump the 5 out. And he should have totally focused on the 3 ball. That's another huge mistake from acero. And that might be his last one, having done that. He's obviously checked that. Where's this cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, God.
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
Who would have thought this is going on? We've started the craziness here, folks. We're definitely going gaga. I mean, acero should have wound his neck in there. He decided to get that 5 ball off the rail. Didn't like that it was frozen. Oh, now, and Mooncake scratches in the side pocket. And how's this finished? Well, there's an angle to drop through into the gap. No, he's coming out. He hasn't got it there, though. He's got to get out. If you're playing that and checking that up big time, you're killing the cue ball. You've got to hit the pace to get it out. It still goes, but he's made his life doubly difficult here having this as a cut. This is crazy. He's nailed it perfect. Oh, I don't think he could have played that any better. But he didn't want to be playing that. That's the thing. But acero looks like he's going to be the one breaking for the match. Oh, the 8 ball went in off the far jaw, though. It didn't go in clean. Oh, Mooncake, that scratch in the side. That is going to be it, maybe. That might be it. Well, the ball has gone into the side. Would you believe it?
Where's the cue ball going?
Cue ball's gone, and this is pressure. You've got ball in hand, and you've got a chance to take it all the way. Well, this is like a Hollywood classic, this, isn't it? The way this is bloody well finished. This is definitely scripted. Well, how is the old sphincter muscle now, Mooncake? This is going to test your nerve. Because I don't care how good you are. You take anything for granted in this table and you're going to end up looking an umpty. Watch that 8 ball. You don't want to come down below and interfere with the 8 ball to go on the 3. He's well away from that. And now he's got to watch the cue ball again here and stay well above the 5 and 7. Don't interfere with them at all whatsoever. It's about being aware of any crazy situation you can put yourself in. Now, here's the test. This is a little dink for the 5 in the side, unless you decide you're going to stun up for the 5 in the corner. He's got to decide and be committed either way. I mean, he could be going to the rail and coming out for the 5 into that side. You've got all sorts of possibilities here, but you've got to commit to one or the other. And he's sort of chickened out a wee bit there, didn't he? He's not hit that with any great confidence. The cue balls want to leak away. He's going to have a long 7 ball unless he gets a grip of this. And now he's in trouble. You see, now with that tentative shot there, he's leaving himself more and more work to do. Oh, God. Oh, he doesn't want to have a nightmare of this 7 ball. And then it goes, cue ball, well, if it bumps the 9, no harm. He's perfect in the 8. And we're going all the way, folks. We are going all the way. I'm not going to jinx him doing this, surely. Well, don't overthink it either. That's the other thing not to do. Now, have a quick look at the 9. It's not flushing the rail, but don't get careless. Do not get careless. And it goes. Oh, we've gone all the way after an hour and 53 minutes. It's good luck to both of them. And Mooncake, having thought he was dead and buried with that scratch, has got his destiny in his own hands here. A ball has gone in. Where's the 7 ball going? It's going to bump the cue ball. Oh, it's killed the cue ball. It's locked the cue ball up, I think. Oh, yeah, most certainly. Now, where do you play a push out here, for God's sake? I mean, if you play a push out just to there, you're asking for trouble to get nailed to the 6. If you can't play a push out anywhere over here because you're leaving the 1 ball on. This is ugly. I mean, if he leaves it here with any line where you can push that 1 past the 6, you're going to be in dead trouble. He's in dead trouble here. He's walked straight into the trap. Now, acero knows that he can play the follow-through here. It's touchy because you've got to play it with confidence. Because if you don't get it right, you can be bringing the 1 ball back into play. And this is asked the question of acero as to whether he wants to try nailing Mooncake behind that 6. I think he is. I think he's going to try and nail him. He's looking at the cut into the side, but I don't think that's the right move. I think he's got to try and nail him here. But the instinct to survive for Acero is to take an opportunity and try and clear the table. I think he's got to nail him, and he hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it. He's got cover, but he wants to be nailed onto that 6 ball. This is not a difficult ball to hit. He should have nailed him and cut off that line to this rail. But anyway, Mooncake is having to kick. If he hits the back of this, if he hits the rail in the back of it, he could scratch past the 8 ball here. Anything can happen. But as it is, he's left it all on. He's left it all on. So he's still got to get the cue ball out of there onto the 3. The 4 ball has definitely got all the room in the world to go in past the 7, but the 6 ball could interfere with play. Where's this ending up? Where's this ending up? It's ending up no man's land. Oh dear. He's going to have to play the cut. And he's got to think about the cue ball as well. He's overcut it. He's overcut it. Where's the cue ball going, though? Oh! He can cheat the rail. Oh, that side pocket's maybe in the way. He's got to go before the side pocket and hoping to get enough, but this might just push onto the rail. It might just push onto the rail there, that 3 ball. It's too far up the table. I don't know how this is going to come out, but I think the side pocket's in the way. Oh, dear. Yeah, I think Mooncake's... I mean, there is room to get past the 4. He's putting a bit of right on it. Oh, what a shot, but he's going to be hooked. And he's going to have to try and use this 7 ball for that 4 to go in. I think he's touch and go as to whether he's got enough room for this cue ball to hold its line. Oh, dear. He might, if he hits it right, he might hit the rail, hit the 7 and go in. He's hit the 9, would you believe it? Well, that's fatal. That is fatal.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Ball in hand for Acero, and Mooncake is going. That was his last move. And Acero with the table at his mercy. 2 minutes away from the start of the match with Romario and Interchangex. This needs to get legs. Well, he's got no excuse. He's got a perfect angle. The only way this will go wrong is if he scratches in the left side pocket. That's the only way that this can go wrong. And he's well away from that, and he's plumb perfect. And Acero survives a battle with Mooncake. Mooncake couldn't have done anything else. But just that one step too many for Mooncake. Acero is through to round 4. What a battle at the end there. 19 racks to 18. And he goes through to round 4. And that means, if we can get the bracket working, and we can look through, we will see Acero is lying in wait for the winner of that match on Tuesday night between Albinario and Cobra. And it's going to have to go a long way with this pair to come up with something going to a final rack decider that we've just seen there. But that's who Acero knows he's going to play. It's going to be either Albinario or Cobra for that round 4 match. If we then go back to the schedule, we will see that Romario and Interchangex are up next. And later on tonight, we have One Pocket Slim, Spectre Dawn. There is another match tonight at the same time, or at least it's on the schedule. We're not sure whether it's going to go ahead, though, between NS War and Soft Break. And then we've got that match, as I said, for Tuesday with Albinario and Cobra. So, we just wait on the room going up. There is still somebody in there who has fallen asleep on that match with Acero and Mooncake. Well, poor Mooncake, what an effort. What an effort he had there. Now, Interchangex is here. Romario should be here because he was in the stream. I presume he's in the room. And let's get into the room. Remember, this is a race to 15 on the one-loss side. I am going to just tab out for a second. We might miss the start of the match, but I'm just going to change a thing or two here. Right, I think we're good to go. Right, players have arrived in the room. We've got Romario on the right-hand side, Interchangex on the left, and good luck to them both. Unlucky, Mooncake, that final scratch that you had there. The match could have went anyway at the end of it, but, you know, Acero just battles on and on and on, so he does. He's like a bloody Duracell battery. And to be quite honest with you, I have no idea how this match is going to end up because we just don't know what Romario is going to show up. I mean, Interchangex should be the favourite, but Romario is good enough on the day where he can easily take him out. But of course, it's going to be down to those unforced errors. So it is. It's going to be down to them. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave the stream here for a minute. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to have to get something to eat, some sort of snack, because my gut is rumbling. Right, I can talk with my mouth full if you want. That's gone pear-shaped. That's an excellent shot. He had very little room to get a touch in that ball. Just to let you know, I found a pack of lean ham in the bone, which I would normally have had in toast or a sandwich. But I've just ripped it out of the fridge, opened it, and started eating it because my stomach was rumbling. So I'll be back in a minute or two once I'm done. Won't be long now till I'm finished. The one thing that's dangerous about Romario is that Romario plays without any fear. He's never thinking about the consequences of his actions, which gives him that freedom to play the way he does, and it always ends up either good or bad or ugly. He can play very well. He can play hot, and he plays fast, and he can get racks quickly. And then on another day, it all goes wrong. That Interchangex doesn't want to sort of mess around here. He's got the lead, but with Romario, anything's possible. I've just read Mooncake's comment there, but I mean, that's the story of every match. I mean, when you start reflecting on what happened in the match overall, that's when it hits home, the unforced errors that you make during a match that you know, over the full scale of things, it then makes it more painful when you realise how many racks that you didn't get because of it. I'll have a quick drink. Nevertheless, it was an admirable performance by Mooncake, considering the lack of table time there is. Could probably say the same about Acero. But Interchangex here is looking like, I say looking like, he's going to open up a gap early on. So it is 3 racks to 1. Romario, as and when he gets the opportunity, his first goal is to redress the balance. Well, this is dry, and that one ball just gets bumped up the table into play. Immediate problem is the distance between the cue ball and the one ball. And then the other problem, what's going on with this Butterballs guy? He's in and out the lobby, in and out the room like a yo-yo. Well, that 2 ball will squeeze past the 8. Now, he's thinking about holding for the 2 ball. I don't think he actually did in the end. And then, of course, the priority was potting the 1 ball, and he didn't get that done. You know, you can, if you were sitting here with a cue ball, you're always going to pot that too. I mean, there's loads of room to cheat the pocket. From this angle, not quite as simple, but as long as he gets it going to the rail near towards that 8, it will go in. But he doesn't want to hit the 8 direct. If he does it, he ain't going in. Oh, it certainly became a very good watch towards those last half dozen racks. Cyril sort of battling his way just to stay in touch, get rid of the deficit, which he eventually did. And then it was a bit of a lottery towards the end with the odd mistake that was happening. And that final scratch did you, though. Oh, he's bolt straight in this. Not much he could actually risk with the cue ball. Well, this is the one that will make or break the rack for Interchangex and for Romario's chances. Cutting the side, up and down with the cue ball. Got to. Well, I don't suppose it really matters at the end of the day what side of the 5 ball he goes to, but he's got to. Well, he's overcut the 4. He's overcut the 4. And Romario has a lifeline already. And this cue ball, if he's going to go around the corner, he doesn't want to mess with the 8 ball. He doesn't want to mess with the 8 ball. He doesn't want to mess with the 8 ball. Commentator's eye. And Romario walked into the trap himself. And there you go. And that is the difference between winning and losing the rack. Welcome to Run Out, Rob. Good morning. And already Romario is in a crisis. He's got to find a way to stay in touch, but he's got to get control of the table to have a chance of that. It's going to be 4 racks to 1. Remember, we're only on a race to 15 here, so this match can, run away very rapidly. So rack number 6. Interchangex breaking central. Slight cut. No joy. And no shot for Romario. He's going to blast this to try and cut this up the rail. There you go. He's nailed that. He's on the 2. Now again, danger ahead. The alarm bells are ringing for me. I don't know about Romario because he can pot the 2 and 3. But this 4 ball, you simply have to get to the short rail if you're going to take that risk. If you're going to try and keep it ultra cautious, you stay out in the table and leave the cut in the 4. But either way, you've got to make up your mind. And he's overdone it. And again, that's twice. He's had 2 puzzles to deal with, and he's not dealt with either of them. And it could cost him another rack here unless he kicks this in. Well, it's not left easy. But 1 good pot here is going to be the undoing of this rack for Romario. Well, comfortably pots the 4, everything else wide open. And I suppose the shot from the 6 to the 7 should never be messing around with the 9. So you've got to play a positive shot either way, whatever you're doing. I think he would have liked a better angle than this, but he's going to nip into this and just try and get up into the table. And that's good enough, I think. Apart from the fact he's dead straight, he's maybe going to have to try and pinch a wee bit in this if he wants to get the cue ball up there. He might be able to just do the straight draw. Looks like that's what he's going for. And this might be a bit too straight as well. Well, he's got a slight angle, so he should have enough to get up past that left side pocket. Well, he's trifling with the right side pocket. Going? That's the only danger with that shot, but he's got away with it. Maybe he didn't think he didn't want to hit it hard enough to try and punch it up the table, but he's played it and he's got away with it, and he's got a 5-1 lead, and Romario's had 2 chances in those last 2 racks, and he's failed in getting out. And if he doesn't do something soon, this match is going to run away very quickly. Well, having said that, where's the cue ball going? We've got a scratch and a break from Interchangex, and now the question's asked of Romario. Now you get ball in hand, what can you do? Well, his immediate problem is he hasn't got a simple table. He's going to have to get a bump in the 2. Well, he's hit too much of the 6 ball. He was hoping to sort of just nudge that 2 forward. And now he has to get cover. Hasn't got it. And he could be in trouble in a minute here. Interchangex trying to kill the cue ball here and hold it behind that 6. Which he has done very well indeed. And Romario in trouble again. 2 ball is a big target to hit. But again, if he gets too tight in the back of this, if he's coming that way, he's going the other way. I don't know whether that line was any better than that line there, because that line from that angle looked straightforward enough to me. Well, control very much in the hands of Interchangex here at the moment. Romario just can't hit the ground running. He needs a straightforward rack to get him going, but the longer he takes to do that, the further behind he goes. It's odds on for a 6-1 lead here for Interchangex. Seven ball into the side. Go far enough across the table to not interfere with the 9. There's golden rules all the time. The golden rule is to stay well away from the 9 ball. Well, now he's got a choice as to what he does. I mean, he can nip this back, try and squeeze it into the right side pocket, and go forward and around. Stay above it and leave a long 9 into the corner. If he goes further around, he can play it into the side. And he's going to go for the second option, which is down into the corner. And now, very much in trouble here, Romario. He needs to get to the table. And above all, he needs to put a rack away comfortably. Without any trouble. And also without any problems to have to deal with. I think it's the only way he's going to get started here. And also when Interchangex comes up with a dry break that he's just done there, he wants to be left a shot, and he's not getting that either. Well, let's have a look at the 1 ball. The 1 ball's, he's trying to skim one side of it to get around the other side here and use those 2 balls, but he might have hit it too heavy. He has done. He's actually left a pot on, would you believe? I mean, how much? I'm sure he's left a pot on. I'm sure can he get enough of this to pot it? Yes, he could. And again, that's just a poor safety from Romario. Too heavy a touch. Falls into the gap. Okay, he's not sitting pretty in the 2 ball, but he's at control of the table again. And this time Interchangex plays a poor one. Well, once again, it's not simple. He's trying to control the pace in the cue ball at the same time as cut that too. And he did get in the 3. We'll give him that. But he's struggling to string things together here, Romario. Just cannot get going. Because the one thing that kills his game is not getting that rhythm where he's bang, bang, bang. He's spluttering here at the moment. The bank played, the bank wide open, cue ball perfect. And that's another demoralising thing when you watch your opponent come to the table and do what Interchangex has just done. Banks the 2 without blinking, cue ball rolls around the corner onto the 3, sitting perfect in the 4. 5 ball very adjacent. He didn't want to run into the 5 though. That's a mistake. That most certainly is a mistake. He wanted that clean around the corner into the table to take the 5 into that corner. Now bumping into it, he's left himself with a combo into the side. Certainly doesn't want to go anywhere near the 7 ball. And that 6 just catches the point, and he's going to get second prize. Of course he will, or is he? Is he going to leave the gap? Well, for once, Romario has a glimmer of hope here with this table. He needs to get himself started and quick. Now again, stay away from the 9 ball. He's left it short this time. He was heading towards it though. You can see where the cue ball wanted to go. Well, this is a desperate situation already. He has to try and find a way to get a follow-up here, or at least stay in control of the table. That's what he needs as well. Did I hear anything go there? No, I didn't. And would you believe it? Look what he's left. Look what he's left. A 1-9 combo. Romario must be laughing at the moment. That's all you can do in this situation. He comes up dry, leaves a 1-9 combo. Oh, well. For once it didn't go in. Now the problem Romario's got is putting that one ball somewhere where he doesn't leave any shot. He's trying to squeeze it onto the 9. I don't think that was ever on. And bang, he's left it there in the end anyway. So that's a complete disaster. 7-2. Well, I don't know that Romario should have tried that one ball onto the 9. He should come up with a better idea than that. Because I don't think it was ever on. I don't think there was enough room. Maybe he thought there was, but all he did was just tee it up for Interchangex there. And I think Interchangex is dry as well. I didn't hear anything go. Well, the bank is certainly on for the one ball. Oh, welcome to Simon. He hasn't said anything in the chat. Simon, or Nugget UK, formerly the guy that organised the tourney system in VP4. Thank you very much. One ball into the side. Interchangex, well, now he's got a 2-9 combo into the side. Now, if you just play this and ignore the 9 ball and play to pot the 2, there's no way you can miss the 9. Because you're going to play the potting line for the 2 ball. The 9 has to go in. Well, it just went in. I think that's the one of very few people that actually use the super chat to make a donation to VP4 TV. But thank you very much, Simon. In fact, that was what got me into PayPal, if I remember rightly, because I gave Simon something towards his tournament system. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't have had PayPal if I didn't have to do that. I had no online payment thing way back then, and I've been with PayPal ever since, and I wouldn't be without it anymore either. I use PayPal on a regular basis. I use PayPal to order my pizzas and get 3 months to pay them. You get 3 months interest free to pay your Domino's pizza through PayPal, in case you didn't know. If you're lining up for the semi-final match in the World Cup, get your pizza ordered and don't worry about the cost. Just spread it over in PayPal for 3 months. Right, well, Interchangex with an 8-2 lead. Romario is not out of this. He can only help himself here. He just kept himself in touch here in the 6 ball. Again, like I said, you just don't know what you're going to get with Romario. He can just suddenly fire up. He's going to have to fire up. That's no doubt. He's going to have to find his way back in this. Maybe small steps, but all the time he runs out of racks to be able to do that. But he's got back to 3, still trailing by 5. 7 ball definitely goes in. And that cue ball just goes far enough up the table. Well, what do you do here? He's looking to see if there's any bank on. I don't think there is. And he's got touched like a sledgehammer, Romario. He's left everything on, and this is what you can't be doing. You cannot be sealing your own fate by playing loose safeties. I don't know whether he put any check in that cue ball to try and kill it. It looks as if he didn't. But all he's done is said, Interchangex, have a free go here. You know, you've got to do everything you can to keep yourself in it, and that isn't what you do. You don't give your opponent a free go. So, this might be a good time. I don't know whether it might be. I'm assuming that Interchangex is going to get out, but it's maybe worth a reminder to people. We'll see this shot here just while I've got time. He's going to be fairly straighter than this 5. Just a reminder, I'll do a quick refresh as well. We'll see that the schedule has tidied up. Now, the one remaining match that I'm going to cover is at 7 p.m. tonight between One Pocket Slim and Spectre Dawn. That is a round 3 match. Big match up between those two. Anything can happen in that. Of course, you've got Slim, the runner-up in the Bank Pool tournament. Against Spectre Dawn, still looking to win his maiden virtual world title. More than capable of doing it, but he's still yet to do it. So back to the match. We've got Interchangex now on 9, rapidly running out of racks for Romario. 9-3 is the score. And that looked dry as well. This time, though, Romario's got a shot in the 1. Now, I don't know whether he can just dink through for this 2. Let's have a look at the angle. Oh, wrong button. Hang on. See, again, that was not the best played shot in the world. He's now left himself awkward again. He's leaving himself far too much to do a lot of the time here. Now, again, the angle he's got in this is far too thin. So that immediately limits what he can do with the cue ball. All you have to make sure you're doing is cutting the 3 and getting it in the hole. And, of course, he's run into the 7. Well, the thin cut is on in the 4, and again, the 5 is over the side pocket. He's run into the 5. The 5 needs to come out. It needs to slow down, or it's going to go behind that 9. See, it's all loose and uncontrolled at the moment from Romario. And inevitably, that's what normally happens. It all ends in disappointment. And, of course, he just sets it all up nicely for Interchangex to get to double figures. Well, I think Romario's pain is going to be over a lot quicker than maybe he planned himself here, because if things don't turn and take a nasty turn for Interchangex, this is going to be all over in quick time. Very quick time. Well, the danger with that shot, of course, is a scratch in the side, but he took the risk. And it is double figures for Interchangex. Well, this is going along very nicely if you're in Interchangex's corner. He's not having to break a sweat. He's not even having to be patient. Things are going very nicely for him at the moment. And Romario very much in a dark tunnel. And balls are flying in the break for Interchangex. No shot in the 1 this time. But he can certainly head up to the high country and stay well away from this 1 ball. Just bank it back across the table and try and head up towards that 7 ball. Somewhere up in that direction. That's where I'd be headed. Well, he's overhit the one, though. He wanted to cut that back slightly. See, that was not played very well. He wanted to cut that one ball back slightly, not just hit it square across the table at that pace. Pretty poor effort there from Interchangex. But is Romario going to be able to capitalise? Can he find control of this cue ball? I think he might be a bit straight in the two. Yeah, having to just go on the short side. If Romario can get 2 or 3 rack, now we saw that, he didn't run 12 racks in a row in terms of, breaking runs, but he won 12 racks in a row in an earlier match. He was, he was 5-3 down. Was it, who the hell was he playing? Was it Bankster? Can't remember, but he won 12 racks in a row to win the match 15-5. So he's well capable, but he just has to get into that rhythm where he doesn't have to do a lot of thinking. Not I think that he does a lot of thinking, but you know what I mean. Once he gets going. You're right enough there, Rob, because as I said, Slim was runner-up in the bank pool. That's as close as Slim has come. I'm not sure about Spectre Dawn if he's ever been a runner-up yet. He's certainly come close. Larry's usually the one that will correct me in that and say, he was runner-up and such, but I can't remember. He might have been runner-up in something. But yes, you're correct. Both of them are still looking for their first big title. And we know that both of them are well capable of doing it. Spectre Dawn especially, because that's a home from home for him as far as virtual pool games that he plays. 9-ball is his game, and he's not been able to sort of dot the I's and cross the T's and get the job done in the main one when it matters. Well, Interchangex has to come out around the corner, probably 2 rails out into the table and leave the cut in the 6. I don't know whether he wants to risk try and get right up onto it. And that's what he's going to do, but he hasn't quite got there. He wanted to get over a wee bit further. So now it's a bit more of a test, this 6-ball. It's well off the rail. And probably down and back up for the into the side, something like that. Well, he's going to have to keep going. So now he's got the straight choice, the stun and hold the cue ball, play the 8 into the corner, and that's what he's going to do. He's not going to risk cutting it the side and running up and down. Little bit of a cut back in the 9. He still shouldn't be having any problem with it though. Well, Romario with 4 consolation racks, but not much else to show for it. Interchangex, a 7-rack lead. Ball in the break. Well, thin cut in the 1. In fact, 2 balls in the break. The 4-ball and the 6-ball have gone. Thin cut in the 1. Cue balls running loose. In the lap of the gods as to where the cue ball's going to end up here. Well, he decided to try and duck for cover, but I think he's found the gap. Yeah, he's found the gap. Romario has a chance. He just has to make the most of it. Oh, he's not going to hook himself behind the 8, is he? Goodness me, what a howler that is. That's a terrible shot, Romario, and you know it is. You know it is, and this is what I'm saying. You know, you're either going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly, or a mix of all three, and that was a very poor choice of shot to find himself hooked behind the 8. Well, a gilt edge opportunity that was, no matter. It should have been put away. And like I've said in many times, when you get this far in the tournament, if you're going to be surviving, whether you be in round 3 in the winner's side or you be maybe a couple of rounds in the one-loss side, you have to be finding your way out or you are going home. And I think Romario's already booked a taxi. I think he knows where he's headed. And having said that, what's Interchangex trying to do here? Well, he's actually trying to block himself off, and he has done. That was a bit careless. And Romario's going to have to spin this up off the back rail here to try and get a hit in this 7 ball, and now he needs a lucky roll. Oh, I thought he almost banked it there. Well, if you're going to keep it ultra cautious, you just drop the 7 in and you leave yourself the high cut in the 8 and you go back up and down for the 9. That's what you do. Unless you're going to jack up and stun this in like that and hold the cue ball better, which he's done. And again, I go back to what I also say, you know, you've got to play the right shot. He could have bailed out and played the first shot I was talking about, or he could have jacked up and dug down and stunned it in to get better control of the cue ball. And that's the one aspect that lifts your game to that next level. And invariably, you will find your way out when you do stuff like that. You do the right shots. 12-4, and it's a long way home for Romario. Well, Interchangex comes up dry again. And again, Romario somehow finds his way to pot the 1 and hook himself in the 2. He's just not getting the rolls. And now he's missed the 2. Ball in hand. And the pain will all be over soon, Romario. I don't think there's much doubt about that. Well, this is what you need as well if you're going to survive in the tournament. You need a fairly comfortable match now and again where there's not a lot of pressure on it. And, you know, it just frees up your stroke. And that's what Interchangex has got going from here. Well, obviously, this match is going to be finished in well good time for the evening match we've got coming up. So I'll be closing this stream. I'll be going and getting something more substantial for my dinner. I don't know what that'll be yet, but it's that'll tide me over until the main event of the evening coming up at 7 p.m. British Summer Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And that will be One Pocket Slim representing the USA and Spectre Dawn representing the UK. Interchangex certainly representing the USA very well at the moment. It is all coming far too comfortable. 13 racks to 4. Not the score I thought it would be. Oh, aye, and as I forgot, 1 p.m. Central for run out Rob. 8 ball into the corner. No shot in the one. Well, I take that back. There's a kick in the one. I'm surprised Interchangex isn't having a go at it, to be honest with you, because at this stage in the match, he's going to have to do a hell of a lot of mistakes not to, to be letting Romario back into. But he's played the game. He's not leaving anything easy for Romario. He's played the push out. Romario's went all out for the cut. Gets it, everything running loose. Cue ball all over the place. 3 ball sort of stays in the middle of the table. Thin cut in the 2. Cue ball running into the 7, or a combo in the 2 up the rail onto the 4. What's he doing? Well, he's played the cut. Runs into the 4. Cue ball comes out this time. He has a shot in the 3, but he's nailed to the rail. So again, he's got a huge amount of work to do here to run this cue ball and miss traffic to come around and out for a shot in the 4. Well, he's sort of got there. Well, that's no good. Well, he's trying his damnedest to stay alive here, Romario. He's going to have to thin cut this or bank this back the way, this 6 ball. And, of course, he's scratched off the 7.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Well, it'll all be over soon. Interchangex on the hill, leading by 14 racks to 4, breaking for the match. I think the 8 ball went into the left side. He's going to have a cut of some description in the 1. And the 2 ball very handy, so not a lot to do to go on the 2. And the 3 ball is available up top right. So I think it is Arnie time, folks. I think that's where we're headed.
Hasta la vista, baby.
4 ball into the side pocket. Hold there with the cue ball for the 5. 6 into the left corner pocket. 7 into the side or into the far corner. Well, I would have tried to get off the rail a wee bit, to be honest with you. Now, he's got to stay well away from the 7 ball. And that's why he's left it a bit short. You see, now he's doing his best to get himself into trouble here. Now he's going to have to go 2 rails to get back across for the 6, I think, unless he leaves it in the short side. Well, it wiped his feet, but it's gone in. So 3 more shots to send Romario home and to march on in the tournament for Interchangex. He not quite got there in the 7. Now, is he going to take into the corner? Yes, he is. Right in the heart of the pocket. Well, it's all ended up far too comfortable for Interchangex. And Romario, well, there's always the next time, isn't there? 15 racks to 4 for Interchangex. Well, that match is only 50 minutes old. It started at 4 o'clock. It's 10 minutes to 5. And it is all done and dusted. The quickest match of the tournament, I'm betting. So that leaves us with what we have on the bracket now. If we can get this refreshed, that is. I think that's it. So that's the match that we're going to cover later on. One Pocket Slim up against Spectre Dawn, starting at 7 p.m, race to 19. I hope you can join us. So in the meantime, that's it for this afternoon session, folks. Thank you for your company. Thank you for the target for the likes. Thank you for the donation from Simon, Nugget UK. And we'll see you all again very soon, folks. So I hope you can do that. Well done, Interchangex. I'm heading south to get dinner, and I'll see you later on if you can join us for that match with Slim and Spectre Dawn. So until then, I'll bid you good afternoon, folks. Take care. See you later.
What a fantastic play. Absolutely incredible. What a fantastic play. Absolutely incredible.
Good night, ladies.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.